Welcome back to Baja Real Estate Real Talk. Today's episode is a little different because we're not just touring another beautiful property. We're actually sitting down at one of the original character homes here in Pescadero called La Alianza. This property was created long before Pescadero became the destination it is today, and you can feel that history the moment you walk through the gates. It's soulful, authentic Baja, and filled with stories.
And turtles. A lot of turtles.
So many turtles.
Yes. There are literally over 300 turtles hidden throughout the property, sculptures, artwork, tiles. There is something to be found at every corner.
And today, we're going to talk about the story behind La Alianza, what Pescadero was like decades ago, and why properties like these are becoming increasingly rare. What first brought our owner, Deborah, to Baja all those years ago?
It actually started as a simple 4-day getaway with a family to San Jose Cabo and Cabo. At the time, she had no idea Baja would completely change the direction of her life.
And what was her first impression of Pescadero back then?
She described it as this quiet agricultural community kind of wedged between the mountains and the Pacific, very untouched, very open, tranquil, and peaceful. There was a simplicity here of life that really captured them.
And honestly, that feeling is still what attracts so many buyers today, right? Even with all the growth, people come here because it still feels authentic, connected, compared to a lot of other real estate markets here. And what made this specific property so special?
She said the moment she walked to the upper part of the lot, yeah, and so the coastline stretched right in front of her. She knew this was the place. She said, I have to have it. The views, the wildlife, the turtles, the connection to nature, it all inspired what eventually became La Alianza.
And it's very obvious because it's still exactly the same way. So what inspired the design of the property?
Her turtle inspiration, of course. It came from exploring the beach every day, walking it, watching the tracks of the turtles going in and out of the nests, and eventually seeing the hatchlings, swim into the ocean. And also local preservation efforts helped shape that. She participated in those preservation efforts here locally. And so the goal was to create something deeply connected to Baja, rustic, welcoming, indoor-outdoor living spaces, place where people could truly relax and unwind after a day at the beach or exploring town.
Yeah, and because a lot of the newer homes that we see right now are much more in the modern contemporary spirit, this home really has the old authentic Baja soul.
Absolutely. Very relaxed, very soulful and personal.
Was La Alianza always intended as a hospitality property?
Not originally. It started more like a personal retreat, and then she quickly realized that there was an opportunity to create something very unique with the potential of additional income. And at that time, there was really nothing like this. High-end accommodations didn't exist in this area, more like small room bed with common areas or camping at San Pedrito. And so this was a really great idea to start La Alianza as a high-end accommodation boutique hotel.
That's right. And what really inspired the design for her?
Well, her turtle inspiration came from exploring the beach every day. And the beginning of local preservation efforts also seemed an appropriate theme for this property and to pursue. So the goal was to create something deeply connected to Baja, rustic, welcoming, indoor, outdoor living, spaces where people could truly relax after a day of exploring, being at the beach, and exploring town.
Yeah, and basically exactly what Baja buyers today are looking for, right? They're looking for a more personal experience, a more intimate and more natural experience.
Exactly. They're looking for something very personal and soulful.
Yeah. So what do guests tend to respond to when they stay here?
The warmth of the house, the palapa spaces, the outdoor spaces, the beautiful view of the ocean. It's panoramic, you can see in the background. The relaxed atmosphere. People really disconnect here.
Oh, we can feel it right now.
Yes.
And so what was Deborah's favorite spot on this property?
Definitely the third floor palapa and outdoor space. She really enjoys it. And I also know that she loves the casita for the rustic feel, the carefree living experience.
So we cannot continue this conversation, right, without talking about the turtles.
No, it's impossible.
So how did this start for Deborah? You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but it has to do with what happens here on this beach, right?
Yes, it started from walking the beach. She walked it daily, I believe, and observing turtle tracks and tracks going in and out of the nests, seeing the babies swim away. Eventually, she's seen the hatchlings. So this was really amazing. Eventually, living here created this deeper connection with the nature for her.
Nature.
Yes.
And that's really what also stays with the guests that come here and the visitors. Turtle releases here are a big deal. And they're very emotionally moving, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They really are. Visitors, remember turtle releases forever. It becomes one of the magical Baja memories.
Yeah.
And experiences.
Absolutely. I've done it numerous times and it stayed with me for a long time.
Yeah.
So which one is your favorite turtle in this house?
My favorite and the owner's favorite is the solid brass one-piece turtle in the house.
It's pretty cool.
It's amazing. Yes.
So at what point did Alianza evolve into this boutique Airbnb?
After about a year of living on the property and enjoying her life here, she wanted a creative project that also could generate some income. And at the time, there really wasn't anything quite like this in the stretch of the beach. As I mentioned before. And so that's how La Alianza's idea was born.
Yeah, and to this date, there are not a lot of properties like this, right? In this area. There's less than a handful that have the size of the property, the access. I mean, we're 2 rows from the beach.
Correct.
And that are built as a boutique property Airbnb. This is very rare to this day.
Absolutely.
What do guests really love about staying here at La Alianza?
Well, the Baja architecture, the ocean views, obviously, the indoor-outdoor living, and the fact that it feels really private and peaceful.
Yeah. And that really seems to really encompass the whole Baja lifestyle. So Deborah has watched this area evolve almost for over 3 decades. And so what does she think that it still draws people here?
I believe she thinks that people are drawn to a slower, healthier, more connected lifestyle. They want fresh food, walkable beaches, wellness, nature, community, good fresh food and good produce, obviously. And Pescadero is all of it. It offers all.
Yes, it's basically a mini blue zone, right?
Yes.
And we see buyers that are now drawn to this area that are really, really fall in love with the community. They don't want just a house. They want to live a lived experience. And so I was so curious. So Deborah is still here. She's not going anywhere.
No.
She's selling this home to move into her next chapter. What does she still love about this specific spot here in Pescadero?
I believe she loves the year-round climate, fantastic climate we have, fresh food, seafood and farm food, unobstructed ocean views, her perfect property location, and having less to go to Cabo La Paz. There is no need for that. And then she also enjoys interacting with her old-timer friends and playing pickleball. So just leading a very healthy lifestyle, relaxed and, at peace.
That's so great. So what do you think people should understand about moving to Baja that they may not expect?
That life moves differently here. You learn patience, flexibility, and how to slow down a little.
And honestly, the people who thrive here are usually the ones who embrace that instead of trying to recreate a life exactly as it was back home, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So what does it mean to become truly Baja adaptable?
I love that question. Patience, perspective, perseverance, and learning to appreciate simplicity and to understand, integrate, and respect the local culture.
Yes. And why do you think after so many years that it is now the right time for La Alianza to find a new owner?
Well, it simply feels like the beginning of a new phase, a new chapter. The property has created incredible memories for the guests, for the owner over the years, and now it's ready to, for somebody else to continue that history and that story.
Yeah. And what kind of owner do you think is really going to appreciate this property?
I believe it's someone who really appreciates authentic Baja, someone who values nature, slower living, community, and homes with real character and history.
Yeah. And La Alianza is more than just a property. It's really part of the story of Pescadero itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And properties like this are becoming harder and harder to find.
Absolutely. And if you'd like to learn more about La Alianza or about buying real estate in Pescadero, Cerritos Beach, or Todos Santos, reach out to us anytime. We'd love to help you discover this side of Baja.
Yes.
Until next time, hasta luego.
Hasta luego.